big brother.
Are you not coming out to watch Impact with me?
No.
Oh, screw you then.
Enough.
After getting my hopes and dreams up, tell me that you would.
Oh my goodness.
I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure, Vic, sure. Sure, Vic, sure. Sure you have. Sure. Sure.
Oh God. Husband, how are you? Oh my goodness. Let me know if we have video and sound today instead of the total train wreck that we had yesterday.
Sure, Vic, sure. Sure, Vic, sure.
And video and sound up and running. Oh, actually, it's probably echoing, so let me take care of that. Let me know if we have video and sound today. Taken care of, and one slight thing that we had, and we'll get the show on the road here. All right. So, what are we up to? Hey, Leland. All right. So, because there were so many questions about this dancer, and people are so particular, I was able to figure out a way around it. So I did a little research on the game, which I should have done to begin with. But, you know, I just saw it and I said, well, you know, these things are nice and big. I'll just do whatever I think I want to do on them. So basically that's how I kind of started it off a little bit. But in all, I decided to switch things up a little bit. And as you can see, if you remember, we had him with a red cape. But as you saw, I started to figure out in some of the pictures is that he had more of a ethereal type of cape. So what we did, just to catch everybody up here, is I painted a little purple over him at first, just to take that red out. So I wanted to ease into the Hoth blue. And I know I have it here somewhere. I think it's right here. Yes. The Hoth blue is what I used to go over everything. And then what I did is I took some white scar and I dry brushed it over the top. Hello, brother. See you in 2 weeks at the Dice Tower Con. Will Baker, what's up, my brother? Mass Coyote, how are you? I said hi, Ethan, already. So now I think this is more as to what you guys wanted to see. So also I took a look at it and I started to figure out some of the things that I need to fix on this just to get him more like the video game. So when it's actually a she, somebody had wrote to me, so I want to make sure that I get that correct. But as you can see, we have this nice, very light flowing cape, and it's more ethereal. Is that the word? I'm probably not saying it correctly, but as you can see, it's supposed to be a mist, so they made it a cape. Well, we tried to make it very misty like. We might go over a little bit more just to show you how we did everything. So we've got him in the works. We got the two knights here that we're working on. Mario, there you go. You're the one that was saying, was laughing at my red one. So I was able to fix it after I pulled up some pictures. And I'm going to finish him up tonight. And we should be able to be good to go within an hour to have everything finished that we need to have finished. Now this guy here I also did a little research on, and he did have a blue cape. And so now what we're doing is I actually, because the big wings aren't there, I painted those white. But that's going to change very quickly as we're going to start off our stream the way we always do, knocking things out one at a time. Okay, we got these guys pretty well set. All we need to do is put a wash over them. Everything is ready to play just about, except we're going to build a lot of these things out and just add some highlights. So I'm going to show you how to take these a little bit farther. We should be able to wrap this up in an hour, I think. So why don't we get to work here, huh? Boy, honey, I got some authority going on here today. I don't know. I was just being very in control, it seems, for the 2 minutes that I've been on. All right, so now with the gold and the blue and the white, a Reichland flesh shade will be perfect for what we're trying to go over and accomplish. The same way we did these two here, that we're going to, the main feature tonight is to show you how to bring these guys out. So that's where we're going to be going tonight. And the other guy here, we're going to show you in the pictures, he has actually green here. So as you can see, I have that nice brown color that we want to work in there. But what I want to do is I want to show you how, by just dry brushing a little white scar over certain areas, how I'm going to bring this all out, as well as bring this shield back. So let's get to work, huh? Let's get to work. I'm just going to move some things out of the way here, and we're ready to go. Tomorrow we're going to announce the patron winners, but the real big thing I'm going to do live is I got one of my boxes in from Origins, and I'm waiting for the second one. We've got a lot of exciting things to show you, so I'm very excited about this. It's really going to be a fun hour or two that we'll spend tomorrow. And then, of course, we're going to go live with this on Friday, because these things will be painted and ready to go. And so whoever the villain turns out to be, hey, good luck to him. Or actually, good luck to us. Okay, so all we're doing is just taking this Reichland flesh shade. We're not worried about going over to the blue or anything else, because we're actually going to highlight that blue outwards. So going over with the wash is not going to hurt anything that we're doing. But we do want to dull this down. We want this to get into the recesses. So we want to work this wash all around. And we really want to work it into his legs, because this is really going to, you know, it's going to sit real deep in there. This color really works well with gold. It really just kind of dulls it down a bit, and that's what we're looking to do. Really just working in there. Again, like I said, you don't worry about the blue. We're actually going to fix that, but try to, you know, not flood it. You know, that's the last thing you want to do. And we're not worried about those wings either. That's going to be something that we will handle. But we're going to try to keep as much of it off as we can, because we're going to work another wash into there. And we want to get the back of the blade, which is very important. And we want to get into the back area here. As you see, I'm trying to avoid these wings as much as I can. It's not going to hurt if I get that on there, because the way we're going to build outwards eventually. Let's see what else we got here. Something as big as a park bench needed a jet. What? Painting for a Mugala contest. Very cool. I still roll my eyes at the oversized weapons. Oh, well, at least they're easy to paint. That's the one thing I've got to give them. They just use a lot of paint, so there's a bit of a trade-off there. I mean, you gotta have oversized weapons, I guess, if you're going to play in this universe. Alright, so there we go. We got a nice wash on him, so we can actually put him off to the side to dry. Alright, so while he dries for the next 40 minutes, we'll be able to go. We'll be able to work on some things that we are planning to do. I did a little research, and I wanted to make sure that I got everything where I needed to get it. Alright, so let's wipe that off. We're going to do a lot of dry brushing tonight, so we're going to do some dry brushing, but we're going to also do some highlights. And yeah, girls want to have fun. Oh God, only in my world. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some ammo shade, but why can't they just say green shade or dark green shade? You know, it's always got to be some kooky name. Athonian camo shade. you know, I don't know who they're trying to impress. The English language or what? I don't know. All I know is it gives me a headache when I try to say half these things. So we're going to take this very dark green wash, and if you see here on the sides here, all I want to do is very carefully work that green wash into those areas there that I went over white. Now I could probably do a brighter one, but because this guy I think is, you know, this isn't the happiest game in the world, I like to keep things dark and sinister. So I'm going to work this camo shade into those white areas, and that's going to bring out and really kind of sell that white area that I was looking to do. Alright, especially around right over here. This is where we really want to work and really have that in there. We're really trying to be very controlling because we don't want this to leak anywhere else. And there we go. As you can see, I'm just taking and moving it around with my thing. Rob, do you got this job you're doing like a hobby? What? I'm sorry, Mario, I don't understand that. Let me take a look here. Sick Wing, nice. Finally got a chance to paint my entry last weekend. Awesome. Rob, do you do this for?
Do you do it for a hobby or is it your job?
Oh, do I do it for a okay. This is a hobby. It's turning into a business. I mean, as far as the channel itself, you know, we're really working and really trying to take care of our great sponsor, Miniature Market, in case you guys didn't know. God knows I preach it up and down. I mean, they've been very good to me. And boy, do I have a surprise for you guys tomorrow. Boy, wait till you see it. It's one of the things that came in today, but I wanted to save the unboxings until tomorrow. And just look for the alert. That'll tell you. It'll say booty from booty from Origins. Actually, all the stuff I got from Origins. And we got a good amount of stuff. I think it's going to be very good and exciting for the channel, the stuff that we got. Again, this is all we're doing. We're just working and moving this wash around, not letting the wash control us, but we control the wash. Listen, you're going to make a mistake. It's not going to make a difference, but we really want to keep this wash kind of, oh, hey, buddy, I know you want to come in and get finished up, but, you know, don't jump into the shot unless I need you. Alright, there. So now we have that nice green tinge on there, and I think that's really a nice selling point with this guy. So there we go. Oh great, drop that. So I'm gonna get aggravated right off the bat. Alright, there we go. Alright, so gee, Mike, you don't have to sell that you're working. Oh, I was recording some videos. I was very busy doing stuff for the channel. Oh, by the way, I'm going to come and watch. I'm really hyped to get it. I almost have all the add-ons coming later in the year, so hopefully that arrives on time. So far, they've done a pretty good job, so I think, you know, I think you'll be all right with your add-ons. So we got that guy drying. We got this guy that we're going to worry about in a little bit because we're going to be painting some gold in there. We got him drying. So now we're going to work our way to a little bit of dry brushing. And I can either go Rune Fang or really take it to another level and really try to really take and use some dry. I think I'm going to try the dry first. I'm going to try some Necron compound and see how that gives. See the abuse I take. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have to motivate you to get things done. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Okay. Anything could be in the mystery box. There could be another mystery box inside. Well, I got a big load in. Mike knows about it. Mike might have him pop by tomorrow and see some of this stuff. I can tell you what we have going on next week is very, very exciting. I hope if you're not subscribed that you'll subscribe and take a look and enjoy what we're doing. And if you are subscribed, you know, get ready, game on. I mean, we really got some really exciting things that we're going to be doing, and I think everybody will enjoy it because it's some of the things that I have been asked to do, and we're going to be able to do it. So I wonder if I should go with this brush or something a little bit where I have a little bit more control. Yeah, this might be it. All right, so again, like we always talk about, even though this is a dry, we want to get a good amount on here and kind of work it off. Where is the titanium giant? I love the gargoyles. Okay, so he's right here. He's right there. All right. So there we go. So it's kind of hard to fit everybody into the screen. Actually, we can move this guy off because he is drying. And we're going to move our titanium guy over there. We're going to bring everybody back into the shot. But I think it's time to really kind of finish up some of these armor things that we have. And by taking this dry compound, it just might be silvery enough where I may not have to use the I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Now, by pulling this off, all I want to do is I want to really just have certain areas kind of stand out. Now, you see how that's starting to pop a little bit? It's starting to give a really nice metallic look just by rubbing my brush up and down. See the difference there? See the difference here compared to here? Now this is dry brushed with a very nice lead belcher. So you have that silver look, and it's maybe a little hard on this camera. We had to downgrade our camera a little bit because we were having some issues. But that will be shortly fixed. But again, what I'm trying to do is really show you how you bring things out. I mean, look at this. We're leaving a nice dark but sinister and underneath lead belcher, but we're kind of topping it where you're saying this is worn metal. This is what you're looking for. So that's this is where your guys are really going to come to life and really bring you the result that you need. And this dry compound is just marvelous. And I suggest if you have a chance, or a GW store, or you can go to our friendly miniature market, they carry it, and they will definitely do what you need. All right, so again, you want to keep your hand very, very light. You don't want to press into the model. You want to touch the model lightly. Okay, that's our objective. We just want to do it nice and lightly, over the top, easy. Anybody can do this. This is why I show you these things. That's why I make these videos. Now listen, I make mistakes just like everybody else, but all I'm doing is I'm flirting with the edges. Just flirting with the edges. And if you feel you have too much on there, just take and back off a little bit. Look at what I'm doing with this brush. I'm just taking the brush and working the same area over the top, just kind of hitting those top areas. And look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for. And because, you know, we have some nice detail on this sword that really I mean, look how nice that sword starts to come out, and his whole body just really starts to come alive here with this compound. And by just taking and working this compound into your brush nice and easy, nothing, you can just kind of tip over his head a little bit. We just want to catch some of those edges, get a little bit in there, but we don't want to lose all that nice dark or make it messy, you know. See, you can go a little heavier on his chest there because his chest plate is flat. So we want that to sing a little bit. So, and I'm going to try to show this to you the best I can by putting it at this angle. And I'm painting at some weird angles here, but you know, we're really going for effect here more than anything else. And you can just see by just taking your brush, nice flat edge, nice squared edge, and that's all you have to do. That's all it is. That's all it takes. A nice good primer coat, even a bad primer coat you can go over and fix. You take your lead belcher, you go over it nice, and maybe, you know, if you cover too much with lead belcher where it's very silvery, it's okay. Take a wash, take a nice strong. We'll paint that at the end. We're not worried about that piece right there. But you can see now we have a feel that he's actually metallic, that he has armor on. And that's what stands out and is really working for us here. This is when it gets exciting, is when you get to these points where you can really make, you know, there's just that one thing that'll make a miniature pop for you. You know, it's all it takes is just that one little moment. You can look like garbage for the longest time, and then all of a sudden you just add something and it all comes together, and you say, well, that makes sense. That makes sense for me. All right. Let me see if I missed anything. Aha, that's great. Any more Blood Bowl coming in the future? Yes, quite a bit. That's something I need to get. Square brushes. Well, you can go down to any Hobby Lobby or wherever, and you can find plenty of them there. That's for sure. They give you a whole bunch for about $7. The trick I use was having a family paint night. We got the 6 of us together, and I shared Rob's tips with their grandma and auntie. Well, there you go, Papa Bear. And thank you for the kind words. All right, so this guy here, we want to do the same thing. We want to bring out this, and we're just really giving it that sheen, that metallic sheen that we so desperately want. Let's get a little more of this compound on here. All right, and we're just going to work that in. All right, exactly what we're looking for. And we're just going to kind of just work underneath there a little bit. Try not to get his hands. Just work, 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 work. That's the beauty of a nice flat brush. All right, here's the guy where you're really going to see a big result is on these smaller guys, because this is where these guys really kind of start to make some kind of sense. So we're working that in there, and then all we want to do, and I'm going to hold them this way so we can see a little bit, and just very easily go over. Nice and easy. Nothing too strong here. Just enough where you get some of that metallic to just kind of pop out there. We kind of want to watch out for, because we paint a little gray in there, we're going to actually darken that. So you want to take your brush. That's why I like using these flat square brushes. You can kind of just take and just rub the tip over. And you can be a little stronger with these guys, because you want the silver to stand out here, especially on this guy here, because he's a silver knight, so he needs to look the part, and you want to work that into his face nicely. And what a difference beforehand. I mean, let's see if we got another one here. I mean, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. And you know, and you got a nice dry brush here, but when you add that nice element in there of that Necron compound and how it goes over nice and dry, it really makes a big difference, I think, personally. Whoa, come on. All right, let's keep working on these guys. Let's see if we can crank all these guys out very quickly. All right. Now this, it's not going to stand out as much because we did not do our wash over it yet. Okay. Now we can sit here and we can do this all day long, and it's just going to be silver. Now as you see, I originally go over these with the lead belcher, but I also put a nice gray stripe in here because what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint gold around here and work that in there, and then I'm going to wash this with a new oil. So hopefully we can get to that point where we can do that. So let's see what we can do here. This guy is where it's going to really pop, but right now let's get these guys done real quick. And now we're doing pretty good at 20 minutes in. Question, Rob, I had a question. Go ahead. Papa Bear, question with the kids and myself all submitting a Mugala figure. I feel that that'll do it, or should I send more? No, that's fine. That's fine. This is just going to be a lot of fun, and trust me, it's going to be just fun. So whatever comes. Nice, Papa. My youngest and I did the same. The two aren't into painting, but I'll take one out of the three. Well, there you go. That's all it does. It takes one. Coloring your world one bit at a time. Okay, so this guy here, is this the guy? No, he's not done. This guy, we're gonna put him off to the side there for a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do the same thing with this guy. Nice and easy till we get it initially going, and we just kind of want to see how that armor just really starts to come out. That armor really starts to come out nice. I mean, these are just, I don't know who made these models. Very nice job. I've got to give them a lot of credit. These were a lot of fun to paint, and I was able to do all these in about, what, 3 hours, 4 hours now? Not even. I think I added another 20 minutes before my thing, and I just did my motor speed painting. You know, when I'm online here, I do take my time, so. And even though I'm taking my time, we're really motoring through this. I mean, this will be ready to play with on Friday. So you know what that means, Mike. Read those rules, son. Get going. And Mike, wait till you see what we got in. Mike has an idea of what's coming, but Mike doesn't know everything that came in or what we have planned and in store. So, poor Mike. We have a lot of, there's going to be a lot of painting episodes next week. I like to try to get as much as I can in before Dice Tower Con. Sam Healy will be making appearances, I believe, at some point in the Orendome. We also have, we will have Berkey that may be making an appearance here at the Orendome. We're going to have a lot of guest stars here. And we're going to get Heather over here. I've got to give her a call. I don't know if she even watches. I don't even think she has an idea who we are. But I think she'll fit in pretty good. Okay, so now, I mean, look at the difference there. I mean, big difference. And I'll kind of just put these here, hopefully, so you guys can kind of gauge it a little bit and take a look. And you can see what we're working at, what we're going for. It's good to kind of wash out this brush every few. And I'm sorry my arm's blurring everything, and I'll get it out of the way in a minute. I like to do this every once in a while so I get a nice fresh coat on here. I don't like to, even though it's a dry, I do like to keep it somewhat fresh and work it into the paper. I like to keep the bristles nice and square where I can control them a bit. Here, let me turn on this a little bit for a second and just back out just a hair. There we go. Get the focus in, and then take off the focus so my hand doesn't lose anything. All right, so again, you know, we grab some of this. You have a nice, you know, moist brush. You work it into the compound here. It's a dry, you can see it's kind of lumpy to begin with, but you work it into the brush and it melts almost into your brush, which is just such a nice touch. It really does make a big difference in everything you do. Games Workshop does make some fantastic paints that you can really work with. All right, let's get back to work here, huh? All right, so, and then we're just, and again, you're not trying to beat the, you see, just by taking, see how lightly I work here? And I'm just enjoying myself. I'm just taking, and you'll see the result. The lighter you work, it's better to go too light than too heavy. If you ram it in there, you can't take it back. You know, you got to go back 3 steps. If you go light, well, guess what? You can just go over it again a little harder. And I think that's where it really kind of works out. You just kind of work it in there, nice and easy. Get the high spots, really make them sit in there. You have the nice edge of the brush, work it in there. Go over these shoulders. They stand out nicely. Go over the back of this bow. You can go a little harder in certain areas because you really want, you'll know the areas that you want that to really kind of shine through. And that's where you'll get a feel for it eventually, and it'll all sit together. Miss Kabuki, how are you? Surreal, how are you? Okay, let's put that guy over there. All right, now we got these basic knights here. So let's get them done. Take a little more Necron compound. We're going to be working on that hammer in a little bit once we're done with the silver here, which we should be done in about 4 minutes, I think, because these guys are just a little smaller, and we'll be able to tackle this guy a little bit more. All right, now we have the shield here, and this is where I'm really talking, and I'm really hammering home the fact that we are just kind of taking a nice, easy approach to things, and just going over things nice and light, letting this sit up on his armor. If you feel it's too much, just work it off a little bit, and then just ever so lightly. It just goes on easier lightly. There you go. And now all that detail just comes out and really shines through. It really shines up nicely by just taking an easy stance here and just really just letting the brush do the work. Being smart, taking your time. It's just little things. It's little things that add up to big things. And just edge of the brush, edge of the brush, edge of the brush. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to speed up a little bit. I think you guys get the gist of it. I'm just going to get these done to get these done. But I'm going to take my time on the big guy over there. So I'm going to whip through these. And you see what we're getting. You see what we're getting. We're really going for it. David Lockwood, have you seen Rob's Patron, Dave? Rob can paint you a game, though. Oh, okay. That's, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. I'm trying to pay attention, but I'm also trying to teach. So forgive me. I've been a little bit more heavy-handed in teaching instead of keeping an eye on the chat. That's my fault. If I miss something, Leland, please stay on top of it and make sure that I get to see the question at some point, or say I missed a question or something. I appreciate it. That's why we have moderators now. All right, so again, just nice and easy. Just let it flow. Let that thing flow. And really just take your time, work it into the chest area. which there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of detail to work with, and it's just hitting those edges properly, not letting the compound take control, but you control the compound, and that's what you're going to get a very, very beautiful result. And we're really looking forward to playing this on I think it's Friday. We're going to give this a go, because Janice is actually going to play this. She's a big Dark Souls fan, so there we go. Alright, so there we go. And just a nice, easy, just go over. Really make that armor really stand out. That's the key here. Making the armor stand out. Really selling that armor. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Alright, put him over here. And I'm kind of rushing through these guys because we're going to get to the dancer, and that's where you're really going to see a lot of things here. And I think you're going to be quite surprised with some of the things that we do. Now, finishing up the armor on this particular hero, I just happened to start. But we're going to do something special with him, and I'm going to explain that on Friday once he's done, because I'm going to take a bit of a risk with him. We're going to add a nice, because he's always on fire, this guy, I think. And we're going to add a nice glaze in there, so he has that kind of burning effect, that red effect. So I think it'll shine very well. All right, now while we got big boy here, let's just take care of him real quick. Remember what I said? You want things to pop, not get covered, but you want to keep that. You want to keep that. I know the rules very well. If a question comes up during play, well, David, hopefully you'll be here Friday. I know our good friend Mike is reading the rules as we speak, because he's intent on making us look good this weekend. I know he's like dedicating. I don't think he's been. I think he's taken that rule book with him everywhere he's gone. Isn't that right, Mike? All right. Look how we're bringing this above. Do you see me putting a lot of pressure here? No, not at all. All I'm doing is just really just working over, and that is going to really sell what we're trying to do. Here's where it's really going to show. Just bringing out the detail of that shield, and not being afraid to really work that brush in there. Now all of a sudden you see all the intricate detail there. I mean, there's a lot of detail there. There's a lot of work that went into that. Why not bring it out and let it shine? Perfect. Well, at least for me. I take my rules with me and read them and make notes at lunchtime and work. Look at this guy working hard. That's the kind of guy we want on our team. Okay. And we're going to work that in there. Oops. Again, we want to get a good amount on here. We're really tearing up this paper towel. That's okay. That's what it's there for. Okay. Again, just enough. Just enough to sell. You can see the difference. You can see the difference by just taking your time, going over the area. I'm looking so I can see that. Then we have his helmet here. I really want that to come through. So I'm just working that. And then he's got his, this is where you really work hard to really kind of make things stand out a bit. And then on the tail end here, All right, hold on. I'll get you some water.
I got it.
That's okay. Well, I think she's very thirsty. And she's making it apparent. It's our favorite part of the night, guys. That's right. It's time for those puppers to drink all that water. Because they're neglected. The only time they get water is during streams. She's probably thirsty too. Alright, see how that kind of really stands out? That starts to bring out some color there. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're not looking to overwhelm with a lot of color. We're looking to dull down. Now, it's time for me to kind of use a little bit more of this paper.
Okay, girls, come on.
No, they're alright. Alright. They're probably really thirsty. Don't mind the puppy. Again, what I want to do is I want to take and I want to get this off the brush now on this side. Okay? And then work. I want to take that compound and mush it into the brush, but also work it into, take it off, but put it on. Okay. All right. This is the guy you guys have been waiting for. So we've got this dancer here, and as you can see, we've really worked on that cape pretty good. So now what we want to do is we really want to start bringing out some of this armor, especially this chest plate here. So this is where we really kind of just really start working this in here. And you see how all the beautiful artwork that they did. You know, you do these sculptors justice when you do this correctly. And you're able to bring it out. Now this is going to be gold, and I think that's going to be gold. But in here, I can be very careful and just touch it enough. Because I have a nice flat brush where I can really kind of work things. And I'm being careful not to get that blue area because I really wanted to fix that cape and experiment with that cape. I probably should have done the cape last, to be honest. And by taking this and working this brush, okay, and just very lightly hitting areas upon area, you'll see that this all starts to come together, especially in here where we really want to make that chest plate strong. We want that chest plate to really shine out. We want that metallic feel, but we want to keep that detail from that wash that we put over. And now all of a sudden this guy is really starting to do what we need him to do, and that's really stand out. Now, it's okay to take, and these are a little bit flimsy, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to work that, and we're going to go over the top here. And yet again. Really just taking our time, working that brush. You don't need a lot of this stuff on there. You just need to let it shine through. And it'll do all the work itself. And that's what that Necron compound does. It does all the work itself. Look at that. And now all of a sudden he has that metallic feel that we're looking for. Let's see. I was such a stickler over the dancer, but I do love that new blue. Yeah, if you know, I didn't know, so I researched it and we were able to fix it. That's the thing. You make a mistake, you can fix it. That is the Citan Shard of Night ripoff, which was just a Grim Reaper ripoff. Okay, dancer had 2 blades, fire and ice, I think. How you doing, Board Game Renegade? And there we go, and we're getting the result that we want. We're going to come back to this guy soon enough. Now we have to take a different approach because we are at the halfway point here. Alright, let's clean off that brush real good. I forgive my arms for getting in the way. Alright. As you see, we've really got a lot of stuff done here this evening, and we are just really we're ready to go. I mean, we're really ready to go. Alright, so now we've got our boys here. So how do we really bring these guys out? How do we really make them pop? How do we make them more than what you're seeing right here? And we really do. We really want to make them pop a bit. So I'm going to reach into my bag of tricks here and see what I got. And it's called Auric Armor Gold. You know, why can't they just say really good armor gold? Wouldn't that be nice to just make it simple? Now with this, we're going to do kind of almost the same kind of trick, but in reverse. This is not a dry paint, but this is a layer paint. And we can just go over this just enough to kind of bring some of that dullness out. But you got to really shape this good. And I do mean good. Got Guyana's gold too that can work. It really depends on which one that you feel more comfortable with. But you really want your bright gold to kind of sit up. I think I'm going to go with this initially and then very lightly go over with this. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to take a good spoonful of this or brush full of this, and we're going to work this into our paper there. Okay, so we really kind of want to take it off to put it on. Now you want to check this. You don't want to go right into the model with this, okay? And what you want to do is you want to come on the bottom. It's got a little notch there. See how that is? Okay, that looks pretty good for me. And again, all we're trying to do is just make that sit up a bit. Just a little bit. Okay. And by doing that, it gives us more of a nice gold look. Probably use a little bit more. So let's get it in there. And there we go. All right. What we're trying to do is get that shine in there. All right. You can see where it's starting to sit up a little bit. Starting to sit up and work out. So nice and easy, just nice and easy over the top. See what we're getting there? See how all of a sudden he's starting to shine a little bit? And that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. But we don't want to overpower the model. You control the brush. You work it. Now look at the way I'm holding my hand here. It's like I'm tickling this guy. Only he's not laughing. And he's starting to come out. It's starting to sit up. You notice how the gold is starting to sit up. See how this side is starting to really start to pop. And then when we turn around, it's pretty dull on the back side. All right. What's a ball and chain, Surreal? I don't know what he's talking about. But I'm sure he's going to elaborate, which is always good because what the heck do I know? Like I said, I've never played the game, but I'm looking forward to playing this. All right, we're really, and we can be a little more liberal with this color here. But the next color that we're going to come over the top with, okay, is going to sit up a little bit more. And you'll see what I mean from Men in Black. Oh. All right, there we go. I missed something, that's okay. Those dogs snorting and all that other stuff. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing perfect. Isn't that just great? We're doing great on time. We're really just moving along here. Just feathering the inside there. I want that stomach to kind of come out a little bit. Work that into a bicep or two. Making sure his legs and his feet really shine. And now, let's make sure that we get on the bottom here. I could be a little harsh here, so that sits up a little bit better. There we go. Let's go to the back side. Again, see how dull that is compared to here? You see what we're getting? See what we're pulling out? By layering outwards. Oh, I got a thumbs down already. That's awesome. By layering outwards, it really works very well. All right. And it's amazing how you get a thumb down because you're just trying to teach something. Pure jealousy, I think. That's what it usually is. Cowardice. Never understand people. If you don't like something, then just don't watch it. There we go. And we're working there. What are you gonna do? Can't make everybody like you. That's okay. And all we're going to do is just work that in there a little bit. And just try to hit some of these higher spots. There we go. Where some of the wash may have pulled up a little bit. Yeah, it may have pulled up a little bit. Yeah, I might have been a little bit too liberal with it. That's why I got the thumbs down. It's too liberal with my wash. That's how it goes, huh? Alright. And just taking and just working here. There we go. And this is a step that if you just take your time with it, it's really going to pay off big time when you get it to the table. And look at that. Now look at the two next to each other. Let's just move this guy over a bit. Focus on the positive. Oh, I'm focusing. I'm not worried about it. It's just annoying when you're here, you know, working hard. Okay, see what we're getting here. And see what we originally start with. That's what we originally start with. So, you know, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. That's funny. Alright, so again, so we're going to do the same thing, and we're just going to go over and just lightly over, and really just let that shine in there. She's alright. And we're going to do the same thing here. Just focus on bringing that out a little bit. And we want to be careful because we don't want to catch that red drift of his. There we go. Alright. And you can see that he's starting to stand out too. Let's get a little more of that gold on there. Alright. And there we go. And start working the back side a bit, nice and easy. And voila, we're getting the result that we want. And there we go. Alright. And inside the leg there. And that really starts to stand out as well. We're going to do something with his hair too in a minute. Just making sure that I'm not hitting that hair at all. Just taking my time. Because we're going to want to brighten that up a little bit too. Just give it a little more life. There we go. All right. There we go. And just work in there. Get under his armpit. Back of his head. Just want to make sure that we cover everything that we need to. And you see, now he has his brother that matches, which is exactly what we were looking for. All right. Excellent. Now we'll let that dry for a second, or 2, or 20. Go. And voila, we're in business here. So now while I have him out, what we're going to do is we're going to take little evil scarlet sun, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little brush here, but we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're going to just shake it up a bit. And I mean, we really flew through these guys in less than a day or two, which was pretty good. And we're gonna pull that off a little bit. And all I want to do is just kind of very lightly go over the hair a bit, just give it a little bit more life. And it's okay if I got a little bit of that gold on there because I'm just kind of dry brush over that, which I didn't get any of the gold on there, which I was pretty lucky to do. But we don't want to get the red on the gold after we just spent all that time. So you're just taking your brush and working pretty hard in there. And that gives a nice, gives a little depth to that hair. And there we go. And we're just going to work in there a little bit more. Perfect. And that's exactly what we want for that guy. There we go. Perfect. All right. We're doing okay here. We're doing pretty good on time. Now, we're going to spin that out. There we go. And spin that out. So we're doing pretty good there. So now, just to finish off our dancer here, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of my better brushes. Let's see what we can find here that'll work good for what we're trying to attempt to do here. Because I want something small, but I don't want anything too small. Alright, there we go. I think that'll do it. So we're going to take a little retribution armor. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go over the sword here, right in this area where there's this design here with the retribution armor. And that, because we're going to throw a little wash over that later on when it dries. But I noticed this in one of the pictures and I said, oh, well, that looks pretty cool. Let's go with that. So that's what I decided to do. And that sits up there. And that'll sit in there. Now, to bring them out a little bit more, everything over here is gold. So we want to work that in there. And we want to work over here with the gold, with the retribution armor. And that's really going to start to bring out some of the things that we want to do with him. Really kind of let him stand out a bit. Now this whole part underneath here, we're going to put retribution armor. We will go over that as well. That in here. That'll work. Because one of the pictures it actually showed that, so we want to make sure that we try to stay as true as we can. As true as we can. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but we'll try to be as true as we can. So we're going to work that in there. And then this little bead thing here, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do that very carefully. And when we go and wash this, we're going to be very, very careful with that, because we really don't want to ruin all the work that we've put in. And again, I would probably do some of this beforehand, before really trying to do the very light, the ethereal type of cloth. All right, so that comes into there, that came into there, which really gives us what we want. We'll darken that up a little bit later, but that's not a big deal. You'll probably see that on Friday. And for the most part, I think we're where we need to be. Besides covering these guys with a nice dark wash, which we can do while we're here. We'll just finish on that note. We do have a few minutes to kill, I think. This is nice and dry now. Those guys are standing out. Those guys are done. This guy here looks pretty good here. We've got this guy standing out pretty good here. So we've got most of our main bosses. This guy we got to do all the gold work on still, but that's nothing. And in the back here, we just got to throw some wash on these guys a little bit. They'll be fine. And I think we're right where we need to be and ready to go. And I think that's a good thing. So we got some new oil here. And we really kind of want to be a little messy with that. Let's get these guys out of here, because I think you guys have already seen that. And you know exactly where we're at with everything. These are some of the last guys that we want to get done. And you see how this new oil works. It just really kind of darkens everything up. And we don't have to be neat with it. We can be a little messy with it. And that's okay. It gives everything a little bit of depth. There we go. And that's where that'll work in there. We don't want it to pool up on the clothing, but we do want to make sure that we can get that over. And again, this is another where we'll take that compound and we'll go over that area. And then we'll paint some gold in there. So let's do him as well. And we'll just take and really darken that up. It's just a quick application here. What's more important is drying and getting them dry. But we're going to be ready for this Dark Souls on Friday. I hope you guys will join us. We're looking forward to doing it. And it's a quick paint. You know, the models are nice, a good size. They're a lot of fun to work with. It's an enjoyable paint job. There we go. We just kind of, if we wanted to, we can get a little, we can do this. Just throw a little bit of that on there. I love throwing a little bit of dark wash on my zombie guys after I've already greened them up a little bit. Just gives them a little bit more of a dirty look. And after all, they are hideous servants, right? Alright. And even this guy here, darken him up. And he'll be ready to go. And then we'll go over him again. We'll dry brush over that. But we'll save that for, we'll just go over everything a little bit on Friday very quickly. And I think you guys get the pretty much gist of everything. We pretty much got everything covered. You've seen how this all works. We've got this all done within an hour. It's a couple hour paint job. It's a lot of fun to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I think we pretty much got it all covered. So, until next time, I'm Rob Warren. We'll see you soon.